Hi everyone, Emily here. Welcome to my channel. I am going to make a tree of life, and I made up all of these circles ahead of time. This is the copper and the wire that I purchased at Walmart for about $4.50, and it just seems never ending, but I wanted to use it all up, so I just made a whole bunch of circles. And you can see here, really simple. I just went over one, through one, and on the other side. So I can, when I'm wrapping, just put a top on it if I wanted to. I have different sizes because I have large, medium, and small. I don't believe I have any small, but I have some medium and larges. The large ones I went around one of my bowls, and this one, the medium one, I go around my vitamin. So I have quite a few of these made up. Now that I'm looking at them, it doesn't look like very many. But I just want to have backup just in case my craft sale takes off, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, last video I talked about how I buy my wire for 89 cents, and it's 18 gauge. From what I understand, the higher the number, the smaller the wire. Well, I went to Joann's Fabrics today just because I was curious, because Walmart has not had any of the colored, and Michael's, they don't have any of this colored. And my friend Stacy told me that Joann's was having a big sale on yarn and stuff, which they did. I didn't get any, but they had the round yarn on sale for $3.50. Ogo yarn, I believe it was. And then it was 40% off that. So that was a really good sale. I did not buy any yarn. I only got this one item just because I'm out of my wire, and I just wanted to see how this wire works. And I think I'm going to do a tree of life. And I've been thinking about other things I can make with these circles. I could have a crystal hanging down here and maybe just wrap the whole outside. There's just all different kinds of things you can do with these. And I just need to think of some new stuff. And here, you can see here that when I wrapped this one, I did put that on the top. So you can put that on the top also. Or you could choose not to and put a ring there. And these two, I just put elastic on the top. They're so pretty. I gave some out already as gifts. All right, my wire. So this was $4.99 at Joann's, and then it was not on sale, so I used a coupon for 40% off, so it didn't cost me very much. And I really just needed one. I just wanted one until I get some more money, so I'm just gonna. And I was kind of worried because since I haven't used this before about how easy it's going to bend, because it was wrapped up pretty tight. And the last thing I want to do is start messing up people's wire. So the first thing I'm going to do, cutters. I have these cutters here. And I am going to make 3 strands. So I kind of want to do curlicues. I'm going to put beads. So I look at it and I kind of decide how much further I think I'm going to need. That looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to bend it here. So now I'm just going to, I like to bend it. You know, this feels really good, but it does feel a little bit tighter than the stuff that I get at Walmart. And at Michael's, They have gold there, and that gold is super duper soft. Great for projects. I'm just going to cut this here so I can, okay. They don't have to be absolutely perfect. So I really like the gold that they have at Michael's, but I'll tell you, it's really thick. I made rings out of it. So I'm just going to measure, and again, I'm not making this the most perfect in the world. It's not like it has to. And I like to fold mine when I'm, so now I have 2, 1 more. And green is my favorite color. They did have this really beautiful dark pink. Oh, it was absolutely beautiful. I really wanted it too, but I did not. So now I have 3. Put that green to the side. I have my one here. My workspace just has beads all over it. I'm just one of those persons, you know, I just kind of like a little bit of chaos on my workspace. So I really just eyeball it. I'm just going to go straight down here. I'm going to put my wire. I keep wanting to call it yarn. So if I call it yarn, I apologize. And the beginning when you first start is always the hardest. And as you can see, I'm kind of just holding this, and I'm going to pull up, and then I'm going to just curve, and I'm just pushing it with my thumb because this feels so easy to work with. It's bending wonderful. Now let me put my glasses on. I'm blind as a bat. So I want these to stay nice and close, and I don't want them to overlap. So look at there. So looky there. I'm going to try to go right next to it. I do like the top to be in the front, so I know where my front is. Front and the back kind of look the same, but once you start doing your curlicues and so forth, it's not going to look the same. So I'm going to do a couple with this side. There we go, and you can just kind of manipulate this wire. Just turn it, and I'm not pulling it really hard. It kind of just goes where you want it to go. Okay, so you can see I don't have too much coming up here on the top, so I'm done with that piece right there. This piece, I think I'm going to go around a couple more times. I'm not worried about this one being on the back and this one being on the front, because you can't help that. So you can see here, I wrapped it. So I'm just going to have these 2 pieces on the front. Now I'm going to grab me another piece, and you could put more than 3 on yours if you want to. You could put as many as you want. So I put my wire on here. This is kind of a hard part too, because you want to start a new one, a new wire. And since this one's in the front, I'm going to take another one on the front. I'm going to put them next to each other and hold them, because these guys are new best friends now. I'm going to put them close to each other. And I'm going to take the other one. Can you see how close they are? They don't have to be exactly perfect right this moment, but I'm just going to make this nice and firm. And when you take your wire and you can wiggle it a little bit like that, it makes it tight. So this isn't very tight, it's moving around. So I'm just going to put it next to the other wire there, and I'm going to continue to wrap. And I'm not worried if there's a space there. Okay, so if there's a space, we're not going to flip out about it right now, because we do have 2 other ones. We can fill that space if it does not move over. So we're just going to keep going around as many times as you want to. Just make sure that they don't crisscross. And make sure that this wire doesn't get too short. Now you could count to make sure that these are the same. And like I said in my last video, I don't do that. I just do it until I feel like I'm done. I do not feel like my projects need to be the most perfect thing on the planet. I like mismatched socks. I like gaudy. I like all kinds of stuff. So, just a personal preference. But I think that this is coming out pretty good. So, I think that's all I want. I'm just gonna bring mine up. And you know what? These are not very long. They could be longer. I think I wish I would have cut them longer. So I'm gonna put my last one on here. If you always change your mind and decide you want to add another one, just cut another one. So I'm gonna bring my yarn. Oh, if I call this yarn 50 million times, I hope you know I'm talking about wire. Okay. So you can see I'm holding it right here next to this next one. I'm gonna tell you, stay right there. And it's not going to. So hopefully if I do a couple, oops. If I do a couple of these, it will want to stay. But when we wrap the trunk, it's going to be so tight, they're going to stay. So right now, if it doesn't look like they like each other and they're not going to stay, they will once we start wrapping them or turning them. I apologize if I'm not tucking right into the mic. I apologize. Alright, so I think this looks pretty good. I'm in love with this green. One more time. Alrighty, so I'm going to have all of my pieces towards the front. Yeah, these could have been a lot longer, depending on what you want to do with them. Now, your trunk, you get to decide, you know, push this together, how high up you want your trunk to go. This is pretty big. I really do like a nice trunk, so I'm going to put my finger, you can see it's like right there, right here, and I'm going to put my bottom finger here, and then when you start turning it, that way it's not going to pull, because it will start making this not be a circle. So you can go around as many times as you want. And I'm gonna do this because I always like to have a little bit of character. Okay? Now you can do this at the end, but I'm gonna do it right now. I always like to do it right away. I'm just gonna use my needle noses, and I'm not squishing it, I'm just barely holding it and turning it different directions. And that just gives my my roots a little bit of character. I'm sorry if I move my camera. It's hard to get in here. See how pretty that looks? I really like it. Okay. So, let me see if I can get something to hold this camera. There we go. Maybe that would be a little bit better. I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to take my needle nose. I'm going to put them in my hand here, even though I don't know when I'm going to use them. This is the front. So I'm going to put this one here, and look at how close I am. So I know I'm not going to be doing any curly cues on that one. Make sure mine's nice and round. And I think I'm going to do do a little bit right here. And one good thing is this is pretty forgiving. So, I'll take these two long ones I have here. I'm going to take them apart a little bit, even though I know I want to turn them, because if you have them apart, and I'm turning the whole project, you can see that it looks more more turned. Ooh, it didn't turn out the way I wanted. I'm going to keep them apart and do this so it doesn't look like one's wrapping the other. See how that comes out? That's how I wanted it. And I think that's enough. So I'm going to have 2 over here. I have 3 over here. And this, you know, wire, if you just, you know, go like that with it, it really straightens it up really well. Now, I have my pretty tree here. I am not going to be going all the way around it. Everybody has their own preference. I've had people tell me they don't like the wrapping, that people don't like the curlicues, they don't like the circles, and of other people who tell me the more curlicues, the more beautiful it is, and everybody likes something different. So I'm just going to do things a little bit different, okay? And here you can say I'll use 3. But if you wanted to use more, or you want to make it longer, you could have more wraps. You could make your roots out to here and come like that. You could just do a lot. So it's really just going to depend on how you want to do it. So I'm going to put a clear bead on here. I'm not doing any curlicues, which I absolutely love to do. And I'm just picking up some... sometimes I really do have an idea of how I want to decorate my tree. Oops. Just wanted to bring it up front a little bit. I didn't want to do all that. Sometimes I have an idea of what I want my tree to look like, and sometimes I just wing it. So it looks like right now, I am just winging it. Let's see what I got here. And I love these little silver beads that go in between. I really think they're bringing out that beautiful color of the green. And I can't help myself. I'm going to have to do a curlicue. So what I do is I'm just going to put it up against there, and I'm turning it. Put that right back in there. I'm going to hold it. I'm not squishing it to death. And then I'm going to bring it up. And you know I can't go all the... I can go all the way around. See? Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to insert it. Hold it a little bit better than that. And go around. Have a nice circle. I'm going to put that back in there. Bring it up again. Have a nice circle. Now I'm going to take... They're more like pliers, and I don't want to damage. I just want to press it down a little bit. I could have did it with my fingers, I think. Okay, now we can see that it is not going to reach that. So we are going to have to attach it to this one, and you can do that. And you know, after you get started, I'm just going to make it go that way a little bit more. You can always add more of these branches too. Like if I wanted to, I could just wrap one around here and have another branch. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring this down, put this up, I'm going to put some beads on, and I'm going to attach this branch to this one. And again, this is your project, so you can do whatever you want to with it. These make such great gifts. You know, who wouldn't want to get one of these? I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I think that's enough, and I'm ready to go over that. And I don't want my beads to come off. So I'm just going to put it right here next to it, and I'm just going to fold it. Okay? Oops. Oh, what did I just say? Did not want my bead to fall off. Okay. I'll put another one on there. There. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some beads on this one. And I think I'm going to do this. Oops. Well, here we go. I'm going to put this really pretty light green one. And I think just anything that I do that's sparkly or green is really going to make this green stick out. Got any more of those little silver ones? I do. And that just looks really pretty. Yes. And the different colored the different colored wire is just absolutely beautiful. So for going to Joann's, since I didn't have any at Walmart, and I really just went into Walmart to peek to see if they had any and get a gallon of milk. And I haven't been to Joann's in so long, and when Stacy told me they were having a great sale, I thought, you know, I really just need to go and look for myself. Oh, pretty. So, let's see here. Maybe we need to attach this. So, we're just going to take this, put it where it needs to be. Oh, I think I need something in between there. So now we can, my beads came off. I am just not thinking that through. Okay. So I'm just going to take my little pliers. Maybe I better take my needle nose first. And what I want to do is I would just want to take this end piece, the very end of it, and I just want to turn it down, because I do not want anyone to get poked. So actually, I don't even need to do anything else to it, because I punched it down and you can't feel it. However, I'm just going to squish this just a little bit, because I want my bead to stay right where it is. There we go. There. And everybody's different. Everybody might like to lay everything out. Me, I just like to pick as I go. And this bead is a little bit different. It's green. Ooh, this one's green too. But it swallows it, so I don't want to use that one. Oh, that's so pretty. And I'm just going to curl it up a little bit. And put another silver bead on there. And I feel like I just need some color. And I really just don't have anything that's like a green. I have this pearl, but I don't know. It's just, maybe it's just too much. That's kind of pretty. And put another little crystal on there. Okay. I think that looks really good. Somebody could climb this tree and just climb all the way up. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can look at how easy this wire is. I'm going to just bend it right here so I can go through really easy. And here at the top again, I'm going to try to keep it as close as possible. Bring it through. You could use your pliers if you wanted to. Just make sure not to press it too tight. And there we go. Now, I love curlicues, so you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put a curlicue. I already have one right there. So, I'm going to hold it this way, and I'm going to start at the top, and I'm not like squeezing it really hard. I'm just guiding it. You can see here that I'm taking it off and putting it on again. So now I've made this complete circle. And I'm just going to try to guide it. I'm just setting this in there, and I'm trying to do it really easy. Because when you don't have anywhere to put that in, you never want to put it over 2 strands, because then you're just going to damage your curlicue. Okay. Now you could take your pliers and just hold it like this and try not to press too tight. I'm just pulling it out a little bit. And, whoa, I just pressed it too tight. And bringing it in. There we go. And you know what? It looks super duper good. Pretty happy with it. Now I have these things. Wire. If you put pressure to it like this, it's on the outside, which I'm totally fine with that, it hardens it. So it's not going to be as easy for someone to undo it. And down here at the bottom, I also like to just do a good squish. Now it's not going to move around. Okay. Also, just a heads up, if I had made these like super duper long, well, I have done them before, I could just wrap it around here once or twice, turn it around, put beads on it, and connect it anywhere so that your tree is fuller. Now, I really like the way this tree is coming out. I think it's because this way has its own stuff going on, and this way has its own stuff going on. And I really like that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of want to go up with it. Then I want to go off to the side. I think I'm going to go off to the side. See how I have them separated? Because I don't want it to look like it's wrapping around one. There we go. And if this one was longer, I could put beads on it and wrap it around and then connect it over here. But it still looks perfect. I'm really happy with it. So I'm going to, and if you want to put stuff on your tree that hangs, you can certainly do that. I did make a tree. I wish I could show you. I don't know, maybe I did show you, with all the beautiful angels on it, which I did sell that one to my ex-mother-in-law and it was one of my favorites, so I did order some more of those beads. And I'm going to make one. Hers had all different colors on it, and I think I'm going to make one that is more white. Okay. I don't know how some of you would feel about this, but look at this blue stone. Oh no, please tell me you're not going to give me trouble. It's not green. It's blue. But doesn't it just like give it something? It's just pretty. So I think I'm going to keep it on there. I just think it gives it a little something it's missing. A little something, something. And I'm going to put 2 of those silver beads on there. So you can see that my bead is going over. So what you can do is you can just, make your branch go a different direction. I can make my branch go this way, which I kind of like. And just remember to be nice to your wire, because it can break. It can break. So here is my top. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around. Go over. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to come down. And this is going to be where I'm going to put my chain or my elastic, whatever I choose to put on there. So I'm just going to use this tool to guide it. And since there isn't very much of that, it is a little bit stiffer. So I'm giving it, nice little tug. Now I wear earrings. I wear glasses. And so I'm just going to cut this right here. And it usually doesn't go flying because this is such nice, soft wire. There. Okay, if I can get it on there. There we go. Yeah, so now I have my little spot that's all googlyed up. You can make it feel however you make it look however you want. Mine might have to look like more of a square. There we go. Alrighty, now let's see about the rest of these. I don't know why I always like these ones on the bottom to go down a little bit, but I do. So, this one here on the bottom, this might be my last big one. Oh, nope, there's one more. I can see in there. Oh, there's 2 more left. Okay. And I don't know if I've told you this before, but I have 8 cats. Love them all very much. They're all pooped out right now, so nobody's bugging me. And I have Thomas, who is, I don't know how old he is. My daughter gave him to me. He's got to be 3 or 4. So he's not like a little young man. And he does the zoomies. He really thinks he's something else. Well, he's a thief. And I hate to use that word thief, but he takes stuff. It's not like he borrows it, he takes it. And so I found like 3 or 4 of these, oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of frame. 3 or 4 of these large beads through my house just looking down because he thought they were really cute and he just took off with them. So I'm pretty happy with this going like this. So I'm going to go ahead and go around. So you can also put it right here and just turn it down, and it makes it easier, I think, to put it on. And again, this is a small piece. Try to squish it together there. I do like to fold my pieces over, so I'm just going to take this and fold it down. So it's folded down. And then I'm just going to use my pliers to just make it go down. There we go. There. There we go. One little curlicue. So that looks really good so far. I really do like this green bead there, but I don't believe I have another one. And maybe I will start with a silver one because I have this big one here. And this is going to be really pretty with these clear beads in the sun. Now I do have, oh, that's purple. I do have some hanging in my windows, which I absolutely love. What's the matter with me? There we go. This is a bigger silver one. So it just kind of gives different contrast. Ooh, I want to put one of these on here. I like these. They're just so flashy. Almost reminds me of maybe a nice foil wrapped around a bead. I don't know. I have made one with the red wire, and all the beads that I used were just these little tiny silver ones, and it came out looking really nice. Okay. And I like it. Except for I don't like this bead because I ended it with something similar over there. So, ooh, there is another green bead here. I'm going to take this one off. Put my green bead on here. I don't know where the little babies came from. But I think that looks really good. So I could just take this. You can see it bends around quite well. Use my fingernails. They're pretty close, so if that doesn't, my fingernails just don't want to do it. And I really would rather not use these because I don't want it to damage. And it looks like that's as close as I'm getting it. That looks good. Now I think I'm just going to go ahead and do a little curlicue. You can see I'm just trying to get close to the edge. And I just want it to, I really like curlicues. Not only do they bury that end, but they're super cute. I'm going to try to put that in there all the way so I don't slide again. There we go. Look at that. Cutie. Cutie, cutie, cutie pie. Alrighty. So now this is the middle. So the middle could be something spectacular. And I have this bead that looks like a rose. It's more of a blue than a green, but we did use some of those, the same color here. Don't like it. Okay. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Let's see if there's another. Well, I guess I'm going to have to use one of these big ones. And I think I'm just to set it off. I'm going to put a couple of these silver ones. Now I do have these, they have the holes on the bottom that go through the top that I could put on there. But not every person might appreciate that. So I will save those for one particular tree. Okay, come on, honey, get on there. There we go. So I have the little one. I have a one that's a little bit bigger. I do have another bigger one over there. Put on my nice clear bead. Oh, that's going to be so pretty, just hanging. So I think I would like to put another silver bead here. And we can turn it so that it's not totally perfect. And of course, sometimes you want to wait till you put your beads on to do that. I think I'm going to put one of these little babies on there. There we go. Put a clear one. And I gotta tell you, sometimes plastic beads can shimmer and shine just as beautiful as the glass beads. A lot of people like to just use the little beads on these. I do have some that I made with just the small beads. But like I said, I'm gaudy and I just like things to be different, and I really like the big beads on here. There we go. See how we like it. I think it looks good. See, you can just really manipulate this wire. So this curlicue, I'll do it a little different. We're going to make it go this way. So just get the tip. And remember, the farther down, the bigger your hole is going to be. See? And I'm going to move it. And just keep moving it. Oops. My end just did not want to cooperate. So I'm trying to show you, and it did not want to cooperate. There we go. There. Now, if you don't have one of these, don't stress. But don't use your pliers because it will just put dents in these and will move your stuff. I don't know how much I paid for these, but it was a little bit of nothing. And I did get a lot of some of my, well, these I've had for like 10 years. I bought at Walmart. The clippers. And this I did get from Temu. Some stuff from Temu is really good. It just takes so long, and sometimes I'm just not happy with waiting. You know, I really like this, but I think we need some green. wasn't going to put any curlicues on it, but I love green and I just really feel like we need some. So when I do my curlicues, or I'm sorry, my wrapping on the outside, I usually start from one to the other. I do not go all the way around, and my circle looks really well. So let's go ahead and just do that. We'll do something a little extra for this one. So I did cut a piece. I don't know how much I cut. I think I might need more, but that's okay. So when I first start, I have a nice piece sticking up. And then I take mine and you can see I'm just feeding it through. Just grab it and pull it through because you don't want it to get knotted, okay? And I want this to be glued together. So I'm just going to wiggle these pieces to make them nice and tight. Wiggle, wiggle. Bring this up so that it's right next to that. And there we go. It's pretty close. It's not going to want to stay there, but we're going to try to make him. So now the next one we're going to go through, we're going to try to stay really close. And as you can see, I'm just taking my finger and I'm just pushing it through. I'm going to grab my wire and I'm just going to nicely pull it through. I'm going to pull it nice and snug. And I'm going to make it go right next to it. And you know what? Oh my goodness. I must, you know, when I look at the camera, I'm just like, Emily, that's not that close. Okay, so I'm going to stick my finger in there again. I'm going to bring it through. I'm going to give it a little nice snug. Now what am I seeing here? I'm seeing a, so what am I going to do? I'm going to hold this one right here. Pull this down, make it a little bit loose. And I'm just going to squish it. Now, oh my goodness, look at that. Ew, that's nasty. Well, at least I have a nice place to really fit it in there, huh? My nails grow so fast from all the vitamins that I take, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll just cut it later. Okay. So, you can see I'm putting my finger through there again. Push the wire in there. Okay. So now, I've decided I have done enough of this and I'm ready for a curlicue. First curlicue I'm going to do is this piece sticking up. And I think I want a pretty good size one. So if you're going to go to the end here, you're going to get a really big one. I'm just going to go right here where I've decided I want my curlicue, not all the way to the end. And I'm just going to try to get that. See how it is. Put it in. Do my curlicue. And there we go. My curlicue is completed. And I am going to go ahead. It's more of a circle than a curlicue. There we go. Now for here, I am going to put my finger. I'm going to put my finger right here. You know what? Maybe I better start it. I'm going to put this here and I'm going to just turn it so you can see how I turned it. I'm going to put my finger here. I didn't really want to start it very well. Let's try it again. I'm going to put this here and I'm going to wrap it around it. Move it to, okay, move it to the top. And I'm going to take this all the way to the other side. But I can't take it all the way around because you can't go over this top one. So you can take this and move it to the bottom and go around. Now, I don't want to go, I want to stay on the outside. So I'm going to put my finger here. I'm going to wiggle it until it gets tight. Until it gets tight enough. I'm going to put my finger here and go around again. See? I want it to stay on the outside. So I got to make sure that I put my finger there and hold it. Now you can't go around too many times because it will get loose. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go around. Now you can see, I kind of like going from behind to the front better because you can see now I'm pulling it from the back to the front. I'm going to smush this so it stays there. Okay. Now I'm just going to keep going from, it seems if you're going from the front, you do a curlicue and then you're going from the back. I think it just helps it to stay in place. So now I'm going to do another one. This wire, since I've been using it, is getting really soft, and I want this curlicue to be on the bottom, like on the inside. So I'm just going to play with it, put my finger here, and I'm going to go on the outside. I am going to try to continue to go on the outside. And don't get discouraged, because I'm telling you, this is a little bit harder than the stuff that I get at Walmart, I can tell. But it is good. Beautiful wire. So now I have a nice one here. And I'm not going to push my luck. So I'm just going to bend it. And I'm going to come up from the front and go into the back. Now I don't want any of the I think I need this to come up. I want you to come up. There we go. Well, there we go. It's best I'm getting. So I'm just going to go around here a few times. And I really do like the curlicues. And if you just take your time when you're doing them, they can be quite fun. I'm going to use my pliers because I really just want my curlicue to sit more up on top. There we go. Try not to ruin it. Manhandling it. There. That's better. So I'm just going to continue, and sometimes you just have to make that a little bit smaller. And if you move it back and forth, it will get tighter. Okay. Sometimes this can be hard. Trying to film and do it at the same time. This is going to be my last wrap on this side. And then I think I'm just going to go right over to the other side. I wonder, can I get one more in there? maybe I go over the front. Okay, let's just try one more. So I'm just going to bring it right over to this side. And I'm going from the back to the front. And I'm going to go around twice. And then I think I'm going to do another curlicue. Like I said, I can really feel that this wire is getting a lot easier to work with. It's like it gets warm and then it gets easier to work with. Now this, what was this? This is a 20 gauge. I really liked 18, but they didn't have any. And of course, like I said, the smaller the, the larger the number, the smaller the wire. Okay, so that curlicue came out really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and go around. I am just using my fingers. You don't have to ruin your nails. You could wear you could wear protective finger gears, and protective finger gear, or maybe you could even use your tools. Okay. So I think I'm going to come over on this side. And I am going to do a curlicue. Now see, this one looks really pretty. You can see a little bit of the gold on the bottom, but I'm not really too concerned about that because the curlicue came out so well. Getting to the end where maybe the wire is not as forgiving now. So I think I'm just going to finish that curlicue. See how I'm using this? You can use this to go ahead and do your project or pull your wire through. Now me, it's my own personal preference. I don't like to cut my wire because there's, I think it's easier when you do a little curlicue and you bury that sharp edge than it is to cut it off. So see, now that that sharp edge is buried in there and it's not going to come out. And I like that. So now I just need to wrap from here to here. I'm pretty happy with the way this is turning out. Let's see here. Now, please let me know down below what you think, if you like it with these curlicues. Now, that is bugging me. see here. Okay, you know what? I'm manhandling you, and I do not want you to break. So, since it's bugging me so much, I'm just going to go and I'm going to wrap this around. A couple of times. I can see that okay. I'm trying to go really slow. There we go. I like that a lot. Now this one, I think I'm going to go the other way. I could have went the same way and kind of just buried it in there. But, oh. And see this wire, even though it's not much smaller than the 18, the 18 I think I could have taken my finger and wrapped it totally around. But of course this is a different Brenda also. But I will buy this again from Joann's because it just had so many different colors. There. Oh, you know what? Oh, please. I just wanted you to cover what was bugging me. Okay, let's see. What am I going to do about that? Okay. Okay. Maybe I should have just wrapped it around and covered it instead of doing a curly Q. You know what? I'm taking that off. You don't like something, take it off and start anew. Okay. I'm going to try this a different route. All right. I am going to put mine together and I'm going to squish it. And I'm going to do it tight. And then I am going to turn it. And I'm trying to keep it as close to there as possible. And I'm just going to turn it to make it nice and hopefully as sturdy as I can next to that point, which is really hard to do. But I'm still just going to turn it. But I want to leave enough on each end so that I can wrap it. Alrighty now. So, what I am going to do to try to save face here, I'm going to go around. See that curlicue? I'm just going to bring my pieces down. I'm going to separate them. One on one side, one on the other side. It's going to be really pretty. Because it's double wired, it will be really pretty. Okay. There. I'm just going to take my piece and wrap it around on one side. I have a really good habit of throwing my stuff. There it is, right in front of me. Okay, and I'm just going to turn this in so it doesn't poke anybody. And this other side. Take it around a couple of times. And there's nothing that says that you cannot do a curlicue in the back. So I'm just going to bury that pointed edge. Okay, so now that looks better. To me it looks better. It's covered. It's really pretty. It's got something different on it. And now I'm ready to go up top. And so I'm going to start on this side. And I'm going to leave. I always find it easier if you leave a little bit up on top so that you can hold on to it. I'll put it around a few times so it's nice and stable. This wrapping is really nice and easy when you get the hang of it. I'm not saying I got the hang of it right away. See if I can do me a curly Q here. I'm not even going to try to do something fancy. Curly Q here. And just going to go ahead and go around a few more times. Yeah, I think I like the 18 gauge. That's really a lot softer. This is pretty soft though. But my curly Qs came out better. See, my curly Q is just like, it's just like, I don't like you. Yeah, my curly Q does not like me. So I'm going to have to leave it like that because I definitely do not want to break it. Let's try another one. So I'm going to go around it. Well, this curly Q looks a little bit better. But maybe it's just because I've been working so much with this and it's all nice and warm and ready to be moved around. No comparison. And I think I'm just going to go around to the end. And I'm going to bring it over on this side. I'm going to go around. I have to cut my nails after this. And then let's see if I can do me a curly Q. Nope. Okay. Oh, that worked out better with my fingers. There. Curly Q, you don't like me, I'm not touching you. And here. Oh, I still have a piece sticking up. Just gonna go around. And I'm going to do a curly Q. If you hear like I'm on an airplane and I'm getting ready to take off, it's because I have window air. And I'm babysitting a dog, Leia, and I can hear her over there munching away on her little kibbles. Which she better do now before my 8 cats figure out she got snacks over there. Because they do not mind if it's cat or dog food, as long as it's edible. Alrighty. Well, what do you think? This was kind of a long video, and I really do like this. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I really do like the smallness here, but you could always add more, or you could even wrap more times around so that your roots are bigger. This would be really pretty hanging up. Well, I hope you liked this tutorial. I had one person who said that I did a great job on my last one, and I want to tell you thank you very much. It makes my day when I get a compliment, because I do this for me just because it makes me happy, and I just want to bring joy into somebody's life. Because sometimes it only takes a moment to change someone's mood, or as we all know, it only takes a moment to change your whole life. So you guys stay healthy and safe. Be careful of this air quality. It hasn't been very good here in Des Moines, Iowa, from all the fires up in Canada. Well, I love you all. I appreciate you. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.